Okay, I'm Brittany Farfan, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about challenge groups, partly because it's one thing that I need to do better on. So like with giving a talk in church or something, like the person who researches it gets a lot out of it. So that's been super helpful to me to research other coaches and what they do. So this is kind of a mesh of what I do, what other coaches have done, and partly of things that I want to do better. So one of the things is increase engagement in my groups. And that's one thing that is slacking or lacking in my groups. And so that's why I've chosen this topic. Okay, to start out with your challenge groups, and this is a focus on paid groups. So this is a groups where you have clients who have purchased challenge pack. So free groups is a whole other realm, and there's a great call on that from Ashley Watts. So anyways, schedule them, as in get your calendar out and actually write down the dates that you have for your challenge group, so that when you're inviting people, you can tell them exactly when your next group starts. And if they're not ready that month, then you can tell them exactly when your September and October groups start, so they can schedule that prep. So again, one more time, if you guys can all mute yourselves, please. It would help with background noise. Okay, set a date. I suggest scheduling 6 months out, whatever it is, for the last Monday of the month, whatever you do. All right, I like to create an event. So I talk about my challenge groups in a post on my social media, but I also have created an event. So then in my post, I can post the link to the event. So anyone viewing my profile or my post publicly and they're not Facebook friends, they have a link they can go to, which brings up the event, which means that they can click to join, and we're not Facebook friends. So I'm not saying that happens all the time, but it has happened. So I can then tag that person in the event and say, add me as a friend. And then I go from there. And of course I check to make sure they're not creepos. Okay, they're seen by more eyes. So then when your friends on Facebook click to join that, that shows up. I don't know where it shows up. I know it shows up. I want to say their newsfeed, but it is shown that so-and-so is going to this event. And you've probably seen those for other events.
This is new defense. It's slim and smooth, so
Okay.
wearing it is no big deal. Download depend.
Sorry, I can't talk with that. So if you're not muted, can you mute yourselves, please? I don't have control over it, it seems like, but I'm not going to be able to keep going with that noise. Okay, so it's gone. So there's still a few of you who are not muted, but regardless, okay, I think we're good. Make your event public, and you'll have to do this from the very start when it brings up that dialog box where you type in the title of your event. Up in the top left, it automatically sets it as a private event, I want to say. So make sure that is clicked to public, because once you create the event, there's no way to switch it once it's created. And if you have people starting to join, you're either going to have to create a whole new event and then tell those people to go join that event. It just gets complicated. So just make sure that it's public from the get-go, because like I said before, that means more eyes will see it and they can opt to join. Okay, if you just hopped on, please mute yourself. Okay. Group settings. So make it private. Once you create, so you create your event and you have people joining, so move them over to your group. And it might be an extra step for some of you, but this is just what I do, and it seems to work really well for me. So they've clicked to join, and then I move them over to a group that I've created. And within that group, I'm talking about making that private. So this is like Saturday, Sunday before your group begins Monday. Make it private so that anyone else who's getting ready to join can find it and click onto that group. If I'm confusing myself here, sorry guys. They can click on the link to that group and still get in there. But once you are starting your group, switch it to secret. because some people are uncomfortable like posting in a group if it's not a secret group. And then you can emphasize that to your challengers and tell them it's a private group. No one sees these posts except you. You might see it in your newsfeed because you're a member of the group, but that doesn't mean the whole world's seeing it. And I personally set so only admin can add challengers. So that means like if you have multiple coaches who are hosting a group, make all of the coaches admin so that they can add their challengers. But let's say that one of your challengers is, and this goes for free groups too, but let's say one of your challengers wants to invite a friend and invite them in. And this makes more sense for a free group, but regardless, they want to invite their friend. They won't have the option to just plug them in. They'd have to get approval from you. So then you can check that and make sure that they're not getting in there if they don't have a challenge pack or, whatever requirements you have for your groups. Okay. I need you to be active in the group. And this goes for just being a coach. You need to be involved in your group and participate and be a challenger yourself. So that means you're doing your workouts and you're sharing about them. You're drinking Shakeology and sharing about it. And then make sure that you private message every member of the group within your first 2 days and connect with them throughout the group. And that just shows obviously that you care, and you're not in it just to schedule your post and then walk away from the group, but you're involved in it and you're talking to them even behind the scenes. Okay, so you've heard a lot about preseason, and I thought, what if you took preseason and you plugged it into a new challenger briefcase? And you could use any term that you want for that. But basically, instead of having a preseason, this is one of the things that I actually want to implement to try out. But instead of having that week-long preseason, you can have one file that they can go to where it has the post that talks about taking your before pics and measurements. It has the post that talks about the Beachbody Challenge on the actual website for them to sign up for that. And again, the welcome posts, welcoming them to the group and having them post in the group to introduce themselves. You have a link or the post about setting goals and what goals that they have. And then something else I'm going to implement is homework or just a list of questions that they can answer, talking about their why and, why are they in the group? Why are they, what are they working for? I don't know, but I can't talk right now, please. Go get daddy's outside, right out there. So, preseason is great. If that works for you, keep going. But I am going to actually plug all those into a file that they can access at their own pace. So I'll let you know how it goes, basically. Okay, schedule your posts. So save yourself some time and not having to wake up at 5. And if you wake up at 5 like I do, then great, but you won't have to worry about posting in the group every day. Schedule them out for the full 30 days or however many posts you're allowed to, depending on what account you have. Postcron is what I use, and I like that. And I believe Hootsuite is still allowing you to schedule posts. Okay, things you want to do in every challenge group. Share about your workouts and share about Shakeology, recipes, your meal plans. Like I said, be involved in the group. And so you're sharing those things because ideally you want your challengers to be sharing those things as well. And if they see that it has value in your life, then they're more apt to stay drinking it and continuing it because they see that it's working for you. So they might be motivated to continue as well. Share about the coaching opportunity and share about live webinars that are coming up or sneak peek groups. And I know that Ashley does really well with this. She and her groups, like typical posts that you would post on your own wall, sharing about the lifestyle of coaching, like me sitting in my garage with my laptop, my mobile office, and I can watch the boys play while working. I can take that post and post it in my group to share about the coaching lifestyle. So just be involved in the group. Post, and this doesn't have to be this goes to back. So, ugh, jumble mumble. I'm trying to improve my groups basically. And so what's been happening is like I set out a post or a coach sets out a post and it's almost like we post in the morning, they do the challenge and comment about it. And then the next time we see them is in the evening. And I'm admitting this to you. And the next time we see them is in the evening when they check in and like there's nothing going on in the middle of the day. So that's one of the things that I'm going to work on. And I challenge you to as well. If you're not already doing this, if you are, awesome, but post more throughout the day. Just be more active in the group than just the morning post and the evening check-in. So one of the posts that you could do is talk about how you feel about your challengers and how proud you are of them and their hard work and what they're sharing. And hopefully they're active so that you can talk about them sharing. Feature your challengers in your personally sponsored group. So take your challengers who have been successful. Maybe they've private messaged you their successes. Take those, or obviously ask for permission, but take those and share them with, or share their progress in your personally sponsored group. So you would add them to that group so that they could see that as well and just to check it out, but not keep them in it. Encourage them to share their successes in the group as well. And then once the group is nearing finish, make sure that you talk about options for continuing, whether they want to do some free groups or another paid group or a coaching group. And don't ask me why I have Hootsuite on there. Okay, before the group ends, private message invites to everyone in the group. So like I just said about the next steps, talk to each person individually and find out what they want to do, whether they want to continue a group, maybe step back for a group because they're not on social media as much, but you can still check in with them. But just talk to them each individually, find out what they're going to do. And then if you can tell the coaches, like the ideal coaches, based on their posts and their interaction with you and in the group. So if you recognize them as a potential coach, tell them that they would make a great coach. So you're talking to them, and this is in messaging, of course, and invite them to learn more about the coaching opportunity. Okay, this has been a hot topic lately. The new group each month or every 60 days, whatever length of challenge group that you are doing, creating a whole new group for the next set. And you know, taking your graduates and putting them in your next group, but creating a whole new group, new set of posts. 60 days later, a whole new group versus a revolving group. So it's one group. People are just constantly plugged into this group and they stay, whether they're participating from 3 challenges ago, but they're all in one group and you're just constantly plugging them in, and it's a revolving group. No, I have not tried it yet. Am I trying it? Yes, next month. This month for my next challenge group. So in a revolving group, and this is all based on my research because I haven't done it yet, but I would create a new banner. P.S. If you have thoughts on these and things that work for you, we're talking at the end. So everyone is going to be involved in this. So plan to share your ideas. Okay, new banner each week that identifies the challenges for that week. Whether it's like a photo challenge for the week. So on Monday you post this, Tuesday you post this. That way they already have a heads up of what's going to go on that week. And then every week you just change the banner. The new challenger briefcase I talked about, this is great for a revolving group. That way you're not having to search for the preseason, tag those new people in it. You can just in private message say, I'm going to plug you into the group. Make sure you go to the files and look for the new challenger briefcase and complete those 6 steps or whatever, which is those preseason posts that just became in a folder. You can have themed daily posts like Motivation Monday, Tasty Tuesday, and that's something you can put into a banner and just have on there for anyone who opens the group. They know exactly what you're doing. Emphasize no end date. So this is something that clicked and made sense. Like I have a 30-day challenge groups, and I think the mindset of some challengers, because I haven't explained it well enough, is that 30 days and they're done. Like they're supposed to have their transformation in 30 days, and then if they don't, then some of them quit, some of them cancel because, oh, that didn't work, I'm done. Like it's not, there should not be an end date. And yes, it's the end of 30 days, but emphasize, keep coming with me, come along with me to the next group. Emphasize that this is a lifestyle and there's no end date. You know, you might not have that transformation in 30 days. You got to keep working for it. Some people do, and it's great, but a lot of people don't. So encourage continuing. For a revolving group, you can plug anyone in anytime. So that means like for a new group each month, let's say your start date is August 24th. Well, you have someone purchase a challenge pack on August 3rd. Then what? They have to wait 3 weeks to start the group. In the past, what I've done is obviously get them started on the program on their own because they got it in the mail 5 days later. And then I'm just private messaging them and working through them. But instead of having that in a revolving group, you can just plug them in on August 3rd, send them to the new Challenger briefcase, and bam, they're already there. So just an idea. Okay, and one of the things I learned from one of the calls I listened to was a round robin week. So basically, let's say it's a 30-day group, 21 days you're posting as the coach, but the last week you turn it over to your challengers and you're encouraging coaching behaviors here. Key. You're nonchalantly, I guess, I don't know. Some of you coaches have done this, you newer coaches who have recently started coaching because maybe your coach encouraged this behavior in your challenge group. And it's super simple, isn't it, to share about your journey and share about Shakeology and how it makes you feel. Anyway, so this is one way that you could facilitate these coaching behaviors in your challengers and really be able to identify who might make a great coach. So for this week, you'd have a post, and there's a post that Coach created that I'm basing this off of, but she just talks about how you're encouraging your challengers to talk about their fitness and their workouts. So they're posting. You're not posting this week. Remember, you're trying to get them to post. So they're posting, these are ideas. Your fitness, nutrition, personal development. Obviously, those are things that have to do with coaching. So there's some coaching behaviors. Any motivational video clips that they want to share, photos. So anything that is talking about their healthy lifestyle, you're trying to get them to post and talk about. And then also encouraging them to comment on others' posts, which is essentially what a coach should do. Okay, other ideas. One of the things that I am trying to improve is my Shakeology customers, the retention of them, so that after 30 days, or before 30 days, I should say, before their next bag is shipped, that they're not canceling, you know? So one of the things to do that is posting how Shakeology helps you. And you might be doing it on your personal wall, but remember, plug that into your challenge group and share that post or repost it all together in your challenge group. Talk about how Shakeology makes you feel and why you drink it every day and how it helps you. Another idea is to, instead of setting 30, 60, 90-day goals, start with the week. Some people are coming in and they just feel overwhelmed, like, I want to lose 100 pounds. Like, that's huge. Go to the first week and just say, okay, I'm going to stop drinking soda for the first 7 days. Like, just baby step it. So don't necessarily start out with these big goals. Of course, they have this big goal in mind, the 100 pounds, but start with something that they can have success with in a short amount of time so that they're building on that. Personal message, I'm repeating that, like, that's huge, just to keep talking to your challengers. And especially if they're not active in the group, this is a way for you to find out if anything's going on behind the scenes, that they, they're not posting the group because something happened in their family, and you would never know if you didn't talk to them. Contests often promote engagement. Of course, free stuff. I mean, who doesn't want free stuff? But I'm not saying you have to do that all the time, but it sure has helped in our groups, some coaches that I co-host with, to have contests and opportunities to win things. Some ideas are Flex Friday. So the challenge is for them to post a flex picture, share their favorite recipe or share a tip. What are other things? If they post a success in the group, if they share how much weight they lost or that they went a whole week without soda, whatever success it is, if they share it, that would be something that would earn them an entry or whatever. So contests. Recognize successes in the group, whether they're weight or non-scale successes, and then encourage your challengers to share those successes on their personal wall. Because two things: one, they could inspire other people, and two, that is they're practicing coaching behaviors. Then they might come back and say, hey, so tell me a little bit more about coaching, because when I posted my transformation, I got like 8 people coming saying, what are you doing? Like, talk to me about this. That's ideal situation, but that has happened to me. And so that's what I want you to do. Have them share it on their own wall, because they can inspire other people, and without it, they don't even know it, but they're inspiring other people. And then emphasize how easy it is just to share what you're doing and what works for you. And that's what coaches do. And now I'm opening it up, which means I'm going to drop my screen share and then stop sharing. And I want you guys to tell me, I know that there are a lot of different ways to run challenge groups, and there's no right or wrong. So I want to know what you do, what works for you. Are you doing a revolving group? Are you doing a new group each month? If you're new, if you have questions, you can ask those as well.
I haven't actually tried the revolving group yet, but I'm excited to try it. I want to kind of compare it, see what the difference is.
Right.
But for me, it's been kind of a motivator for my challengers when they do my group. And then I tell them, as long as you stay on Shakeology, you can always join our groups.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that way, they're like, okay, I'm going to stay on Shakeology. Because some of them are like, maybe I'll cancel that. But then they realize I need that motivation. I need that support.
Right.
So they'll keep on it just for that reason, to continue to join another group.
Yeah.
And sometimes it kind of gives them, I could see with the revolving, they're always in there. But also at the same time, for me, it kind of gives them, okay, I can start a fresh start. I had a bad 30 days, or I had 45 days. This is a new fresh start. I can start over clean. I can try again with my program, with my Shakeology, and it seems to keep them in my group. So I always tell them that you can always join as long as you stay on Shakeology, and it keeps them on.
Do you know, I haven't been saying that, and I like it because I haven't been saying you can stay in if you stay on Shakeology. I've just been saying you can continue in my groups, but some of those people cancel. But I like what you said about telling them if they stay on Shakeology, because really, obviously we're drinking Shakeology every day and it's doing something for us. So we see value in it, and we need to stand behind the product enough that we want others to do the same thing, and not to be mean. I just feel like initially I was like, well, if they're not on it, then they can still be in my group, because it's hard for me to say no to people. But at the same time, like, this is our business, and we want people who are committed, basically, I guess. And to me, if they stay on Shakeology, then it shows their commitment to their health. And so I like that. I shall be doing that.
I think, too, it kind of depends on how you put it, too.
Yeah.
If you're always telling them, I know that this is what's going to help you because I've experienced it, and share stories of how it's helped other people and with their own situation, then they can start to see, okay, like, this is so important to her. Stay on this in order to join that next group. I think that they can see that because they trust you as your coach. You have that relationship with them. They can see, okay, she isn't doing this just for the money. She really believes in me.
Yeah.
She really believes in this product, and she knows that this will help me.
Yeah.
And they see if you've built that relationship with them.
Yeah, that's good. And that's why I think private messaging everybody on a continual basis, whether it's once a week or whatever. You just keep track of them, showing you care. So good. Any questions? Not that I'm the pro and have all the answers, but there's a lot of coaches on here who could help answer. Well, regardless, you can always post questions in the Tribe page. And so, well, it's 9 o'clock, almost on the dot. And so I'm going to stop recording. Oh, Jen, unmute yourself. That's okay.
Sorry to be a last minute girl, but
It's
I'm wondering, I'm struggling with my free groups.
30.
Sorry. I'm struggling with my free groups in the sense that I get a ton of people. So like I'll say I'll have 30 or 35 people actually answer the event invite, and then I will put them in to the group, which is where I post my register for your Beachbody thing. Okay. Your free account. Most of my people are repeats, have not done a paid group yet. And so they'll be all excited and be all engaged the first couple of days. And I've done groups both ways where I post morning, mid, and evening. I comment throughout the day. I still have the same amount of
engagement
participation. So I'm wondering if there's anyone on the call who has tried anything with their free groups, because I know that that's kind of the gateway to get people into a paid group. So if I'm struggling in my free groups, I'm not going to be converting those people into the paid challengers. So I know I'm being long-winded, but does anyone have any suggestions for that? I just struggle even starting them because I'm like, I feel sometimes like it's a waste of time.
I have a lot of engagement initially, and then it kind of wanes. But I know Cassie has done something recently that's been successful. Cassie, can you hear us? Anyways, when she gets back, I'll let her talk. But she's done like a photo challenge. Were you on the call last night, Jen?
Yeah, I was on it. And
what do you think about that?
I am totally down with that. I felt like the people, I've done quite a few different types of challenges. So I've done total body, a clean eating, a recipe swap, and by far my most, and the BOD. And by far my most popular was the recipe swap. I had absolute, probably 75% engagement in that group. And I would totally do it again. It had nothing to do with fitness. I had them commit to 30 minutes a day. And they did report back in every night and said whether or not they did it. And so it was part of it, but it was absolutely 100% focused on the recipes. And I'd love to do that again, but I also want to shake things up because there's only so many times you can post your cilantro chicken lime recipe. So,
Crystal, do you have something?
Well, I'm just going to ask her, do you explain in the beginning of the group or in private messages to all of your free challengers that they need to check into the group every day, as in it's not going to show up in their newsfeed?
No, I do tell them that the group is closed so that nobody else can see it, but I don't specifically say
people aren't on Facebook all the time or that aren't real familiar with it. They have no idea that they need to go into the group and check on it, because every once in a while they'll see your posts just pop up in their newsfeed, and then they think that's how they'll always see what you're posting. So most of them may not be seeing your posts. So they do need to know. They will start seeing those posts in their newsfeed at the very beginning of your group, but after that they won't always see it in their newsfeed. So they do need to know. And I mean, if they're not on there just a few hours after you post it, you know what I mean? So they do need to know that they need to get into the group themselves every single day, see what the posts are, check in, or, save it as a favorite or something so that they realize how they need to get into that group, because it will not always show up in their newsfeed.
That's a good point. I did in my last group do like a screenshot, both of my computer and of my phone, and show them where to go to actually make it a favorite. I do not know what's happening with my light. I'm sorry. To make it a favorite, and then also to get the notifications. But you're right, I do need to have them, let them know that they do need to check every single day, check the posts. So that's good. Thank you.
I just know that on the fitness ones, I have more engagement, partly because I'm goofy, but I make videos and like I'm doing the exercises instead of just listing what exercises to do. I do the demo for them. So that helps. That's one thing with the fitness. The recipes, you could demo your cooking. I don't know, but that's different. But any other questions? Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording. 3, 2, 1, 0. Just kidding. Okay, Cassie never made it back, but I don't know. That photo challenge sounds like a good idea. I'm doing that for my next group on Monday. And basically, everyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about is your banner just basically says you can get points for doing this, 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 and this. Posting your workout, posting a recipe, healthy meal, inviting friends to the group, which expands your network, having them send you a Facebook request, a friend request. I don't know. There's a number of other things that I'm sure Ashley will post in the tribe when she finishes the group. I guess she's kind of winging it right now, and so she'll put it together into a file. But I'm excited to try that next week. So the banner, it says everything that you can do to earn a point, and there's a sheet they print out, and they keep track of their points, and it's working towards Ashley's giving away a shaker cup with 3 samples in it, and it's like hot. Like, people are really participating. So even in a paid group, I think that would be a great idea for at least one of the weeks to promote engagement. Maybe not all 30 days you're doing this photo challenge, but like 1 week is doable, that they could earn points and earn prizes. Prizes are also kind of good for engagement, but at the same time, it's like you don't always want to have to be giving away something for them to be involved. Like, they have to have the motivation. Crystal, you're up.
Oh, I was just going to say, I did that for my paid group, for the entire group that I'm doing currently, and it changed my paid group a ton.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as having them post motivation each day, I'm not just doing the post. They are doing daily posts themselves, either it being a motivation or their meal plan, or they just got done with their workout, or they post something. And most of them are posting every single day. I've had 4 of them saying, hey, is this pretty much what you do for coaching? Yeah, you're doing it. And they're saying, wait, maybe I want to look into that. So that is really awesome for preparing them to know how to coach, to see this isn't really hard. It really isn't. To run a group is easy. Running the group, that part is easy. It's fun. Yeah. And they start to see, hey, this is fun. I enjoy this. Let me learn more about it.
Okay, so then share with us, Crystal. Is that something you just like preface at the beginning with a video? Like, hey, you guys be in this group. Oh, I have one more comment, but I want to learn from you real fast. How do you get them to go with that?
I did do a point system.
Okay.
Like the winner at the end will win a Fixate book and a workout tank top.
Cool. Okay.
My point system is basically if they post something on their Facebook page itself, talking about the transformation, talking about, trying to stay accountable to their workout, something to the effect of what they're doing for this journey, they get 5 points.
Okay.
Every single time they post something in the Facebook, whether it be a motivational quote, something they struggled with that day, but then what they did to help them to overcome it. Maybe it's a motivational video. Maybe it's a recipe that they tried that day. Maybe it's their meal plan for the week. I always have them post their meal plans for the entire week, their workout plans, everything that they're going to be doing for that week. At the beginning of the week, they post those. So they get points for that. So all of them are creating their own posts every single day, or most of them at least every single day. But I told them that they can post one of those things every single day towards points.
Cool.
And they're finding that this is easy, this is fun.
Are you at all encouraging them to post those things on their personal wall?
Yes, they get additional points for posting it on their additional wall.
Okay,
yep.
Cool.
So it's just in the group. If they post that in there, because I told them this whole thing isn't just about you having lifestyle change, it's about you bringing other people with you and helping them. So that's what I've been really encouraging, and they're seeing that, hey, it's not that scary.
Yeah.
It's fun. People are inspired by me. Then they can be okay with posting that.
Yeah, good. Cool. Good for you. So what I wanted to say is Amy Silverman did a call, and she does a revolving group, and that's kind of where my whole thought process came from. But regardless, she in her group, it's her wellness community, and she emphasizes to them, her challengers, that she, yes, may be the coach, but that doesn't make her the expert. That doesn't make her higher than everybody else. So she's like, I am your peer. You know, I'm on a journey too. We're here to help each other. So if you make that like your overall community, and they feel that sense of like you're not better than they are, then I think that will help with the feeling in your group. But anyways, okay, team. Let me stop the recording.